Today's episode is maximizing every minute and how high performers get shit done in less time. We're going to break down how to structure your day, eliminate distractions, and just create unstoppable momentum. If we all have the same 1,440 minutes a day, I mean, the question I want to answer today, or at least attempt to, is how do high performers get more done with less time? And the difference between high achievers and everyone else is they don't just work harder, they work smarter. They work with intent, and they reduce distractions. They minimize distractions. They cut them out completely for the most part. So I don't know if you've ever felt this way, like there's not enough time in the day. Then the good news is then I think today's episode is for you. And we're going to break it down, man, how the best in the world, some good examples of the best in the world, maximize every minute and really how you can do that too.
We're going to start by going back in time a little bit here. And thinking about maximizing every minute is all about discipline. That's what we're talking about. And in order to do more, you have to start by doing less. Maybe counterintuitive, but them's the facts, right? So we're going to talk about some lessons from this guy named Marcus Aurelius. Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah, right. He was widely regarded as one of the greatest Roman emperors. He ruled for like 40 years and really crushed as a ruler, putting people before profits at a time where that was uncommon in many ways. And if you think that you're busy, Juice, and you're experiencing some overwhelm, let's try and put yourself in his shoes. Your empire expands 2 million square miles, and your decisions impact over 60 million people across 3 continents.
That's some serious responsibility.
Yeah. So I guess roughly at the time, 1/4 of the world's population.
Yeah.
And so obviously the pressure was relentless, and the demands never stopped. So what did our guy Marcus do? Instead of getting lost in the chaos, he made consistent, deliberate choices every day to protect his time. He'd start each day by sitting alone with a journal, writing down this simple but powerful reminder. Focus only on what you can control. The rest is noise.
Ooh, that is powerful, man. Control the controllables.
Instead of worrying about all of the things that were beyond his control, he trained his mind to focus only on what he could influence. And he eliminated wasted mental energy, focusing on everything else. And he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He made a deliberate choice to protect his time for high-value work by saying no. Marcus set strict boundaries around his time, and he refused to say yes to low-value work, knowing that every unnecessary obligation pulled him away from what mattered most. He wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less. Do only what's essential." He also maintained a daily reflection practice, a strategy to ensure he was course-correcting each and every day. So maximizing every minute, man, it's not about doing more. It's about cutting out what doesn't matter. Stop wasting time worrying about things you can't control. Protect your time by saying no to distractions and eliminate the things that don't move you forward. The highest achievers aren't busier. They're just more intentional.
And there's so much wisdom in the practicality aspect of controlling what you can control and focusing your mindset and your belief system on those things that you can control. And really it takes me back to a time where like I took control of a controllable early in my career, and it also helped me cut out distractions and also be very intentional with my time. And I think, maybe to back up for a minute, most people probably wake up and roll right into the chaos of the day. I was guilty of that too back in the day. I did that. Emails are hitting you, fires are blazing, you got to put them out. There's just distractions pulling you in every direction. And the question, though, the thought is like, man, like, well, what if you could change that, man? Like, what if you could flip that? I think that's what, Marcus is giving us the blueprint for what you just went through. And, what if you could get more done before the world even wakes up, and you can get more done than most people would do like in an entire day. And that's one of the things I figured out early in my career, and it really, dude, it changed everything, and it's carried through to this day. And to go back, story time here, back in the day of my early recruiting career, I was hustling. I was out there. I didn't label it back then but I was out there on my grind for greatness, and I was busy, man. I was hustling, but I wasn't always effective. And as I mentioned, the day would start, man, and before I knew it, like distractions, fires, problems, man, bad things happen every day, man. So do good things, though, as a side note. But it was just constant chaos, man. And I'm like, so what can I control here in this situation? It was like, well, I can control when I start my day, because it's like, man, a lot of these distractions are starting to happen mid to late morning. I'm like, okay, so I made a decision, man. I'm going to own the morning, right? I'm going to own my morning. And so what did I do? I started showing up 2 to 3 hours before everyone else, right? Not just on my team, but before my competition even had their first hit of coffee. And that really became an edge for me back then, still to this day. I think, the takeaway is, it's not just about working more hours. I do believe in that, though, but it's working smarter, and it's about owning your time.
Oh, man, I just want to emphasize that it isn't just about the extended day. That is a big piece of it. Obviously, you're putting in more time, but you were coming in every day with a plan of attack. You were taking deliberate action. You had decided what you were and were not going to do. You had your priorities dialed, so you were getting the most out of it. As is our custom,
Yes.
we have provided 3 tools that we're going to share with you this week that we'd like you to take away. And hopefully they can make a positive impact on your productivity and your ability to maximize every minute. So this first one is the power of single tasking. And this is inspired by my guy, Cal Newport, right out of his book, Deep Work. And I bet there's a lot of folks here that think they are exceptional multitaskers.
Is that I gotta
am I
interject?
right?
Is that a real thing? Can you multitask?
Oh, I'm sorry to say. We live in a world that glorifies multitasking, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that say that, oh, no, I'm multitasking, I can do so much stuff at once. But I'm going to burst that bubble and say the research is clear. The best performers do not do more than one thing at a time. They go all in on one thing and hyper focus on that. And studies show that every time you switch tasks, like, oh, bing, I got an email, I'm going to go over here, and oh, I got a notification, I'm going to go check this. Like, oh, yeah, what's going on over here? Those little teeny distractions, it can take up to 25 minutes for you to fully refocus on what you were working on initially. I mean, to me, that sounds like multitasking destroys productivity. I don't have 25 minutes to recalibrate every time. So the most productive folks, what are they doing? They're monotasking. So I would like to suggest to you that you monotask. You set up the most high impact task. You're going to focus only on that task, block out distractions, go all in, and then start doing fewer things at once, but just do them better. Be more thorough, get them done faster.
Let's dive right into number 2, because I'm fired up, and it kind of started to hit on it. Habit stacking. This is from our guy, James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. I think we've probably already talked about him once or twice on the pod already, but for good reason, he'll come up, I'm sure, many more times. But basically what he says is when you stack habits, small habits too, let me clarify that, it will compound into massive productivity. And so essentially his rule is you pair a new productive habit with an existing one. So, okay, if I'm brushing my teeth, what can I stack that habit with, right? Or I think most humans drink coffee in the morning. Kyle, you drink coffee, correct?
Every day.
Every day. Okay, so it's all right. So I'm drinking my coffee. I actually got some coffee here, and I'm like, all right, well, what's something I can stack with this while I'm enjoying my coffee? Maybe it's some visualization, right? Maybe it's journaling, gratitude journaling, one of my favorites. Or it's just writing down your goals or your intentions for the day. Or a great stack with coffee, reading a book. Getting those mental reps in. And really the takeaway over that is you start stacking those habits over time. Those routines are just going to become automatic, man, and your success will just expand at a high velocity rate. So I think James would argue that you don't need more discipline. You just need better systems that make productivity automatic.
Oh, yes. If you already have some automatic habits that are going on, just hijack them. Stack on. That's all you're doing. Just hijack. It's like, all right, I want coffee every day. I don't have to think about that. Just layer something on top of it that's going to give me a little extra boost, a little extra bonus, man. I love it. Okay, the third tool is Warren Buffett's rule. And this is how you can I guess get more out of your focus, more out of your time every day. And so high performers, they're focusing only on tasks that drive the biggest impact. Okay. So Warren Buffett's got a lot on his plate. He's got a lot to do, right? So no limit of things that he could choose to do throughout the day. And so he makes a list of his top 25 goals. His top 25 goals. And then he looks at this list and he eliminates everything except for the top 5 highest value tasks. The items that are directly in service of his goals and his primary initiatives. And he calls this the 5-25 rule. And so the secret to getting more done is to stop doing the things that don't move the needle. It's not that there's not other things on his list that are important. He's got lots of important stuff to do. But you have to be ruthless in saying, okay, these are the top 25. These are the top 5 that are directly in service of my goals and my primary initiatives today. So if it's not moving you closer to your biggest goal, cut it, period. Be done with it. Move on. Focus on what matters.
Why do you think someone would struggle to cut their list of 25 down to 5?
I think it feels good to have a long list. Makes you feel important. Makes you feel like you've got a lot of responsibility. There's use in the list of, helping you remember everything that you ultimately want to do. So there's value there. And you might think if my list is too short that I'm not doing enough, because there's this desire to feel busy, and you just have to retrain that it's not about feeling busy. It's about being productive, making meaningful steps towards your goals.
Yep. Love it. Well, let me close this out with a challenge. And so I would encourage our audience and to find time this week. Take 30 minutes and audit your time, right? Identify a distraction. Ideally a big one, right? Or one that it's clear this is a low value task and it's just taking time out of your day and has a compounding impact, and cut it, right? And then replace it with one high impact habit, like deep work, for example, as we talked about, right? Learning, execution, or even take that 30 minutes and as you just talked about, like go through that list of 25 and then reduce it by 20, right? Because the fastest way to take that next step to level up is to stop wasting your time. So, if this episode hit, smash that subscribe button, share it with your homies, tag us, and let's make every minute count.